That's a sending off. We got booked, so they won't be able to revisit it again. The referee is deemed to have judged it.
I wonder what Benteke's thinking. I could have taken that.
But you know what? For half a minute I thought, would they be brave enough to send him up?
Yeah.
But
well, he put his right down the middle, didn't he, the other week, and
they
missed
were both very similar.
He would need to be
of
of the same stature as Stuart Pearce to do that.
Benteke.
Having missed in a World Cup finals, go and take one at Wembley in the Euros. You'd need to be a strong character, wouldn't you?
Got to be. Got to be.
But it was always fascinating. I mean, you know, it wasn't a classic football match, but it was all. It was just always felt there was something in it, all the time. You know, City were far from their best, and we got from Palace I thought a real Roy Hodgson type performance. Really well organised, really well disciplined, defended well, made lots of good blocks, and then at the other end, just occasionally, they looked a threat.
Well, that's the record gone. No straight 19 wins for Manchester City. A record held by Guardiola and Bayern Munich. Bigger picture, we saw Newcastle United set up very differently. In fact, how he got away with that, Benitez, I'm still not sure. But I think it was 37 minutes before a Newcastle player touched the ball in City's penalty box the other night. He nearly got the outcome he wanted, but ended up getting beaten. Roy Hodgson's gone the other way and taken them on.
Well,
and nearly got the outcome he wanted.
I think he dropped off, didn't he? He dropped off. But what Palace had and what Roy had, he had Saha, pace, Townsend, who didn't get involved. I think the disappointing, from Palace's point of view, for me, would be Benteke. If he would have been, let's say, a bit more challenging.
Well, he's one involvement, Peter. They created that chance for.
Can we just expand it beyond Palace for the rest of the league now?
Oh, no.
What's the lesson of this last week?
Listen, I think if you get, I've always been, especially at home. I think if you go away from home and Manchester City, a big pitch, it's hard to get at them on a press or shutting down. But certainly at home, I think you've got to get after play. Listen, I could still play now with time and space. But if you deny even the best players time and space, they make it difficult for them, don't you?
Yeah. I think they lacked a wee bit of composure in the second half.
I'm just thinking back to the Manchester derby. Palace were better there than United were against them, weren't they?
Yeah, the thing about what's happened during this run, Richard, is that people have talked Manchester City into being this untouchable force. I've said to you before, and all sports have it. You know, the golf had it with Tiger Woods. Yeah. Tiger Woods stepped onto a golf course, and the other players thought they were playing for second. You know, you have great sportsmen and great teams of certain eras. You have to challenge that invincibility, right? You have to chip away at it. And I don't think enough of our teams have done that with City in
Pep's
this run.
side haven't won anything.
You've got to find a way.
Exactly. So what I think is, what Palace did there was a kind of half and half. They did drop off, but they didn't drop right back to their own penalty area. They dropped off to maybe halfway line and said, OK, then we'll play from here. And then when they had it, they could do things with it. I think other teams are entitled to not take them on, because I think if you open the pitch wide open, I think you'll get beaten by them.
Yeah.
You really will, because they've got better players than you.
That's it.
But you can take them on in your own way. They're not invincible. They're a fabulous football team. They've got to win, start winning trophies. Looks like they've won the league. But, you know, they've got to move on from there. This team has won the league before. 2 other coaches have won the league with Manchester City. And Pellegrini took them to the semi-final of the Champions League. So he's got all those things that they've got to do, this team, before the rest of us will start to say they're special. They're a very good football team, but don't put them up there that they can't be beaten before you even go on the football pitch.
Do you remember early on the season when Liverpool played against them?
Yeah,
till the sending off.
First 25 minutes.
Yeah, till the sending off. I tell you what, they had City right in the back foot, and the sending off. And I thought it was right to send them off. But I changed the game, so you can get after them.
Did it really, to that degree, that Liverpool went on to concede 5?
Yeah, maybe not 5, but
but no, what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that sending off for that 25 minutes, Liverpool was as good as Manchester City, if not better.
And that sending off,
it hurts me saying that.
Sending off
changed the whole thing.
Led to City winning at 5, did it?
It left to City winning it.
Yeah. 5 would, you know, yes, I know what you're getting.
I know what you're getting.
Should have been able.
But it changed the course of that game. What you're asking the question, do you think you can get at City? Yes, I think you can. If you're on the front foot and you deny them space, and I still don't think for me at the back, even though I think you can get at them. especially if the likes of Mangala's playing. I think you can get at them.
But was interesting. John Stones, I noticed on the bench today, so that's good news for City.
Yeah,
you know,
seeing De Bruyne limp away like that. That
is not good. No, that wasn't good. And Gabriel Jesus in tears when he went off. So two big players for City in the run-in. You know, it leaves them very short, leaves them just with Aguero. I can't believe I heard myself say that. Leaves them just with Aguero. It really is a front man.
Perhaps he'll spend again in January.
Well, they won't be shy in spending if it's a cruciate knee ligament injury for Jesus, and I hope it's not. Then they might have to spend because he won't play until Christmas.
So Arsenal yet to play. From what we've seen in this round of 20, what conclusions can we actually draw? Do you think City are beatable?
Yeah.
Swansea are going to make a fight.
I think there'll still be some surprising results. And today I tipped a Palace victory. And unfortunately for the penalty, it didn't happen. But
you really thought Palace could win today?
Yeah, there's my prediction there, Keezy, before the game, and I showed Andy, and I had 2-1, but 1-0 would have done. But
why did you think that?
Because I always think there's a little surprise at this time of the year, of the season, and other results going into January, February will also, you'll see 1 or 2 shocks.
This is a tough time
teams
for
can beat the top
footballers.
teams.
I think Pep will be looking forward to the FA Cup, I think, coming up in, a week's time, 10 days' time? He'll be looking forward to that, because he definitely will rest, I think, a load of his players. Because he will have found that, you know, the likes of De Bruyne hasn't missed a game this season. Well, I don't think he would have played even if he was fit. People like that, they missed Silva, they need to get him back. So there's 1 or 2 little things happening around the City side now. You just think, just upsetting them a little bit, upsetting what was a beautiful working machine, almost. Yeah. So 1 or 2 things now. The Silva problem he has, the personal problem, not available. The De Bruyne injury, the 2 most creative players, probably the 2 best players I've had this season.
I think Silva's a massive miss.
Massive miss.
You know, when he keeps things going, he's got imagination.
You make a run, really, and he sees it, doesn't he?
Incidentally, as I said the other night, despite the social media speculation, David Silva is not unwell. There are genuine family issues that he has had to attend to. And as regards the regularity of the games, and both Roy Hodgson and Pep Guardiola, I'm sure today, are aware of what comes next for their teams. Mourinho didn't escape heavy criticism today. Is there a slight change of opinion, do you think, amongst Manchester United fans?
In terms of
whether he can do the job or should be allowed to continue to do the job?
Well, listen.
For the first time, I've started to see United fans saying, enough.
Well, if you look at the league table, there are too many points behind Manchester City for Manchester United's fans' sake. Let's get that right. But the 3rd in the league. I think the manner in which they're playing the football is a big concern to Manchester United fans I know back home, because like we've spoken about the lads, there's certain clubs you have to go out there and play with style. Now, when I've watched Manchester United this season, that hasn't been there, and they've got a few results early on. It went well. I think they had a good start in terms of the fixtures they had to play. Scored a 3-4.
Champions League, excellent
did well,
programme.
But the way they're playing at Old Trafford, the way the Derby game went against Manchester City, where I think it got lost in the after-match headlines. I thought Manchester City were by far ahead of Manchester United. I think that's kicking in with Manchester United
Palace,
fans.
as I said, caused City more trouble today than United did in that game, didn't they?
I'll give you that. So that's a concern for Manchester United fans. And at the end of the game against Southampton, they reacted with boos. Well, the people that were there, because it was half empty, and it was 0-0, and it only takes a second to score a goal, but they've all gone. So that tells you something.
Or to miss a moment of history, as was the case at Crystal Palace today. But nevertheless, Roy Hodgson delighted with a point. As he said, he would have taken happily at the start of the game, but 3 was in the offing there.